Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play LSD. I'm your host TPC Gamer, and in our last episode, we reached a pretty important milestone, which I will show just as soon as we get to the title screen. Behold! We are on day 265, which means there are only 100 dreams left before the end of the game. Now, I'm making that sound like we're on the home stretch, but even if we go at the usual rate of 5-6 dreams in an episode, we've got like 20 to 30 episodes to go, which is around 5 batches. But still, 100 dreams it's a pretty fun thing. It's the kind of logic that I use at work, incidentally. I work out how long I have left to go, and when it gets to 100 minutes, I get hyped, because then I can start counting in percentages. I am spectacularly bored at work a lot of the time. Like, I came home from this one shift with an entire Minecraft house mapped out in my mind. Another shift, I came home with the entirety of a short story stacked on top of my head. And it's weird, I think that all my writings have a good idea behind them, and they all start with a punch, and the ending is just kinda there. I'm really happy that my stories end, rather than stopping, but some of them are just, and then everything was dreadful the end. So you know what? I'm gonna go this way and leave. Take me somewhere else, Ivy Tower. Somewhere with good music. You hear that mess? Probably not, because I was talking about my entire creative canon. Is this music meant to play here? Because I thought this was from the pit stage. And now I'm thinking of the pit stage from Mortal Kombat. That was a super good bit of music. Like the arcade one, not the Mega Drive. I mean, I don't know if you're a fan of the hip-hops, but maybe check out a remix by Team Teamwork called Touch the Sky, because it uses the Pit theme and Kanye West lyrics. Pretty great. Although with that said, I'm entirely biased because, Pit theme. Anyone here today? Oh. Okay, nothing and nobody. For some reason, I'm reminded of moving house. And one of the saddest things of all is seeing a room that you have come to know and love, and realizing that you're done with it. All your stuff is put away, all your memories are in a box, ready to go to the next place, and there is just this empty room. Because memories are physical things in my world. They are my dreams, anyways, that little glowy balls. Again, I'm baffled by how creative my brain is when I'm sleeping. And it's not just that it creates people, places, storylines. The most impressive thing to me is that my subconscious brain is a spectacular composer. Like, I wake up with so many catchy songs in my head. Full songs, too. Not just melodies or lyrics. And if I had some way of remembering or transcribing them, I'd be, like, 100 air, or something like that. So I'm going to link with the corner over here, because I never did it before. Of course, I say that my brain comes up with all these amazing tunes. It also comes up with lots of really stupid crap. Like, the other day, I dreamt that I was in a universe where everything was slightly to the left, and I couldn't navigate for beans. Okay, what is that? Oh, it's a linking tunnel! It's doing that thing where the black fog casts white silhouettes again. Oh, that's cool. I wonder if the other linking tunnel does that. Best guess, yes, and so it was. Because the linking tunnels are all physical objects in this game. That was worth checking anyway. Now, quite why it looks like it's behind vines, I don't know. I would guess probably some kind of Z fighting, except with depth instead of height. And now we'll never know. That's what I get for theorizing about the game mechanics, instead of paying attention to playing with them. Oh, now we're back here in Normal Town. In as much as anything in this game can be described as particularly normal. I mean, every apartment in this house is a single gigantic room, oftentimes with a gigantic baby inside. Except not really, because the big head guy never friggin' spawns. Oh, but this is nice. This is a piece of music that I'm going to have to rip and upload separately. I've often considered doing that with some of the production music I use for some of my otherwise shows. like looking at stuff in a box or cooking with CPC Gamer. It's almost a shame that I can hear Jaunty Ox. I mean, not too much, because it does add to the ambiance of the whole affair, but I'd still sooner have a raw version. And I'm still going to upload this as is. But where is he? Because I'm pretty sure his pathing puts him down the main street with the Shinto gates, rather than out here at the Kitsune Shrine. And now I sound like a total wannabe Japanese guy. Awesome! Ohayo mina desu, CPC Gamer, tadaima tanju aru. And that's one of the few things that I can reliably say in Japanese. So, enjoy that. Rewind it, isolate it, and make it your ringtone like a cool person, because that's probably the best thing to do when I attempt to speak other languages. You know, as opposed to correcting my terrible grammar and pronunciation. I was gonna let you go, because your horrible screaming has ruined the beautiful, peaceful music, and it's given me a collection of sad feelings. You better take me somewhere good for ruining the mood like that. Well, I approve this music, that's for sure. It's a square wave sounding thing in the background. That's what I like. This is one of the weirdest things you gain from growing up with a non-standard computer. I'm pretty good at telling the difference between square, triangle, and sawtooth sound waves. A completely pointless talent, but one that I possess. And I also know the names of all 50 states and their capitals, which is weird, because it's not anything we were ever taught in geography class, because, hell, why would we be? With that said, the only thing I do remember from my geography class was the teacher giving us a biology lesson about the camel. Specifically, the line, "Girls, you'd wish you were a camel because they have lashes to die for." I get the feeling a train's gonna come out and hit me like a proto screamer. Oh well. Oh, another thing I remember learning about geography is I grew up with a jigsaw puzzle of the European Union, as was, and it includes 2 Germanys. And how old did that make me feel when I found about it? Oh, I wonder if the tunnel thing will show up again. And, you know, I don't know how much of it is showing up in the finished product behind all my processing and all, but the music in this particular dream is really spacey and weird. And you guys see what I mean when I say that the music, they follow specific patterns or waves? Music travelling in waves. What a novel concept, Andy. Thank you, Andy. It's something I stole from a book. I wonder why the tunnel didn't show up that time. I wonder if the game draws a distinction between a black draw distance and a blank skybox that is black. Like the difference between hypothetical nothing and no thing. Will you... Well, don't let me get a good look at your screw-ups. That's fine. Now, this music pattern is new for this locale. And there's that square wave noise in the background as well. It's been following us throughout the night's dream. I suppose you can grant it a concession, because it's a video game, and by and large it requires background music, but that has never happened in my dreams. Like, by and large, whenever music shows up in my dreams, it's where you would hear it in the real world. From a radio, on the TV, or I'm sitting down at a performance or something like that. Usually. Anyways. I mean, it's weird how your dreams can be fantastically amazing, or dull and mundane. And it probably says a lot about me as a person, but I have had so many dreams where I just got up and went to work. It's ridiculous. I not like space work, or work but now there are lasers. Just plain, boring, regular old work. And sometimes the staircase is on the other side of the building. That is about as varied as it gets. It makes sense, I suppose. And a lot of the things I write involve fantastical things being made to be mundane. Like a world where interstellar travel is possible, focusing on one bored truck on a long-haul trip, for example. And this weird mundanity, it's just another reason why my published dream diary won't work. In addition to being nobody of note, and the whole project being a little bit silly and weird. Is mundanity even a word? I'll be honest, I caught myself saying that halfway through, but I didn't want to stop myself because I was On a roll. Why can I hear the running woman? And why is it only sporadically? I wonder if this is like Crazy Taxi, where effectively you have a bubble around your car, and other vehicles can only spawn when inside that bubble. Like, if something spawns on the edge of the bubble, but it's driving away from you, you catch it in an endless cycle of spawning and despawning. Or maybe not, because I'm pretty sure the running woman is meant to spawn inside that house, and then run out and down the street. Logical conclusion: the running woman sound effect is being played in the place of something else. Illogical conclusion: aliens are tampering with this game mid-dream so as to thoroughly confuse me and my commentary. Not entirely sure what, though, because Oh. Well, I guess we're awake now. I guess the game didn't want to sort of show you behind the curtain and tell you what some of these noises are meant to be in their native habitats. Okay, let's go again. And I'm going to keep quiet for a little bit. See if we have a text dream or an actual dream. Okay, cool. I don't know why I am so worried about it being a text dream on like throwing off any commentary, because it doesn't happen very often, and it's not happened for a while. But it did happen to me in the last episode, so I'm a little bit cautious. And I equate this to my version of breaking a bone. Because I've never broken a bone. But I reckon that as you heal, you don't fully trust that bone, or use it to its full potential, until you pass through some unknowable barrier beyond which point you kind of do, you know? That is a jazzy-looking crane. Jazzy Crane sounds like an experimental musician from the 50s. And he'd play the telephone, along with like Blind Bobby Shortbread and the Hexagon Kid. I'd listen to that. Not that that's... Nope! Just gonna nope right on out of here. My desire to listen to something isn't any particular endorsement, because I listen to all kinds of nonsense. Like, I've got a lot of stuff in my playlist that's just ambient wailing. I don't know what my taste in music says about anything. I don't know what it says about my playing this game that I don't bolt at the sight of the grey man anymore. I mostly just let him pass without fanfare. Or at least I did that time. I mean, next time I could freak out and ham it up for the notoriety, because that's still inexplicably popular. No, bad Andy! Stop complaining, begin anew. I'm not sure about what. How about you, viewers? How's your week been? Pretty good, I hope, because I don't like people to be sad. That's why I try as hard as I do to make everybody happy. Ooh, a spooky car. I'm not going to go follow you, though. I'm going to go this way. Trying to mix things up a little bit in a futile attempt to pretend that I'm accomplishing something here. I've only just noticed this purple metal plating. Is that unique to this object? Probably not, because this game recycles textures like anything. Don't recognize it, though. Ah, that's probably enough for here. Hopefully, we'll see something that'll give me something to talk about in the next room. And this is one of the problems when the game's being uncooperative like this. You know, I've got one more episode to go. Too, I'm gonna have to do something about this. I think I'll go and get a sandwich after this and hope that something interesting happens that gives me something to talk about. Like maybe I'll fall into a dimensional vortex behind the fridge again and, you know, that'll give me something to do. Or, you know, the ghosts could spawn, burn the violence district to the ground again. Or not. Shame, because the violence district is one of those things that I think would be improved with about 5 gallons of napalm. I should probably point out that I'm talking about the game at this point. It's not my intention to actually napalm anything. You know, just figured I'd clarify that for the unblinking, omniscient, information-gathering camera in the corner of my room. We have one in every room in England. And let me tell you, it's an absolute pain in the ass to edit out the low-level electrical hum in these videos. It's alright for me, because I'm used to it. I live with it day to day. It's amazing how much you miss it when you go on holiday, you know? I can't believe Americans have to live without it. Although with that said, I should probably stop talking about it now, because I'm pretty sure I'm currently breaking the law by leaking state secrets and somehow committing treason. I mean, treason's a funny law, especially in England, because it is so loosely defined that it could mean almost anything. Like, did you know that it's technically treason if you give a funny look to a swan? I mean, it's a subset of the same law that says you're not allowed to kill a swan because the Queen owns them all. And that dates back to the year 1582, when, through a combination of the Catholic Church interfering and hilarious misapplication of the 3-second rule, we accidentally crowned a swan. King Quackington III, his name was. Because King Quackington the First and Second were both George III on alternate Sundays. Surprisingly well-informed joke for something so completely and utterly stupid. I'm gonna go this way. I haven't been down here for the longest of times. If at all. Excuse me, Mr. Air Vent. Oh hey! Purple metal plating again. I guess it's just part of the air vent model and nothing else. Isn't the tin can meant to be down one of these? It showed up in video 1. It'd probably Dream 1, come to think about it. Because I was annoyed that the rare spawn happened right away, and I couldn't, like, build up to it or talk about the game's annoying habit of only spawning things at rare times. Again, it's the paradox of being a game creator. You suck if you spoil the reveal, you suck if you never make it. And stepping back to something I said a while ago, I'm bad at doing pacing in my own work, but I can recognise what's good and bad in other media. I mean, contrary to what the internet deems appropriate, apparently. And I never understood that line of logic. Like, you've never done X, so you can't criticise X. I mean, I've never been on TV, but I know that Tim and Eric's a friggin' train wreck. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you the edge of the map, wasn't I? Let's go do it now. I tried to do it the last couple times I was here, but the game woke me up before I could. You know, don't look at the bugs and all that. Don't know why, it's just something silly to show off. You playing nice? Yes, you are. Excellent. Well, behold, the edge of the map. A huge, infinite blue void. Oh, I don't know what that light area is meant to be. I can kind of give the game a pass here, because it is an old-school PS1 title. And they have a similar thing going in Silent Hill 3 now, as I come to think about it. Like in the fairground area, there are lots of areas that just stop. And the worst of it is, it's not a this is the edge of the world because it's Silent Hill kind of affair. There are parts where you go through a gate, and the game says, beep boop, here is the next area, ignore the cutoff. And it's one of those things that makes it feel very video gamey, which is a cardinal sin for a survival horror title. Unless you do it exceptionally well, like in Eternal Darkness. Oh, get off the railway tracks, blue marching man! Or maybe not, because I'm gonna go this way. Look at the mushrooms. These pulsating tubes with bulbous purple heads that probably don't represent anything. Nope. Not at all. Because such things would be censored in Japan, on account of the most baffling taste and decency laws that I have ever seen. Oh, how about that? The stem is 2 polygons bounced on top of each other. Makes sense since there's a kink in the stem, which you can't do by stretching a single tube. Also, the insides weren't textured. Because that's an odd one, because I think they meant for the mushrooms to stretch like that, since the 2 halves of the stem line up when stretched, so why wouldn't they put something underneath the mushroom cap? You come in that train? Oh! Guess you are. Hey there, Alien Dan. Your wheels were a texture I don't recognize. But I know they look like cookies from the quick look that I got. Okay, I'm gonna move aside now. You aren't meant to make that cheerful footstep noise. And that's a trope for a reason. Creepy, horrendous monster making cheerful noises as it does what it does. Kinda like the Silver Shamrock jingle. Huh. Well, this spawn point's new. Right in the middle of the parking lot for my own convenience. Game you shouldn't have. Although actually you should, because I like that you're streamlining the search for horrible corpses. Now, if you'd be a lamb and actually spawn some horrible corpses, that'd be double plus good. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. As they said to me when somebody finally offered a date from the prom. Nothing? Not gonna offer a decent distraction from that depressing non sequitur? Alrighty then. So, by and large, that's why I never talk about high school in these videos. Although it's funny because my real life keeps trying to remind me of it. Like, I get a lot of Facebook nags going, so-and-so went to the same high school as you did, and you didn't add them yet. Apparently missing the fact that there's a very good reason I've not spoken to them for 10 years. Beyond me being a bitter, antisocial jerk. Game, you're doing that a lot lately. Just spontaneous linking for no apparent reason. Like, did you spawn me inside the hitbox somehow? Is that what that was? Oh, we get to see this bit again, uninterrupted by... Guy. I keep trying to think of new names for him, but I think I've used every variant of Trenchcoat, Creeper, and the name Dan that I can think of. I'll come up with something new, I'm sure. Today, I'm going to go through this door. That's going to be a fun one to sync up later on, because there's about a half-second input delay on the controls. So, when I decide I'm going to move, when I say I'm going to move, and when I actually move are 3 different times. Ah, well. But hey, I've been doing this for some time. Like, putting one track over the top of another is something I learned to do right at the beginning. I think I've got it right down to pat now. Despite what my hideous, clumsy navigational skills will tell you. But hey, just think of it as me acting in game the same way that I do in real life. I mean, just like in everything else. I mean, you wouldn't want me to be mean, would you? The virtual people might get upset at me, or a variable might go down by 5. Although with that said, now I'm sad. Game. I was going to end this dream with a nice ride on the Ferris wheel, but you have to go and deny me. Guess I'll just have to listen to music while I wait for this video to render when I'm done, because... Incidentally, yeah, I told you guys that I picked up the LSD and Remixes CD. Fried Banana, the Ferris wheel music, it's on there. I'm so happy. Of course, now I'm stuck with the conundrum of what to do now that I'm out here. The answer to which is probably not a lot, because the dream is over. Spooky. Well, join us next time for some more LSD, and until next time, goodbye.